using unitary method. So direct and inverse variations. So together we can see the problems in this unitary method. I'll explain some arrow techniques like arrow method also to solve the problems. Let us see the question wise. In this first one, a fort had provision for 300 men for 90 days. So provision is sufficient for 300 men for 90 days it is. After 20 days, 50 men left the fort. So how long would the food last at the same rate? So after 20 days, 50 men left. 300 men for 90 days is sufficient, right? So after 20 days also, even is after 20 days. That means for remaining 70 days. Let's start the problem from after 20 days. So the statement is given, sufficient food is for 300 men for 90 days. So therefore, after 20 days. After 20 days means again for 300 men the provision will last for 70 days because 20 days are over. After 20 days then for 300 men the provision will last 90 minus 20, that is because 20 days are over, so remaining 70 days. That means after 20 days for food is sufficient for 300 men for 70 days now. Right. Now we have to find out 50 men left the fort. 50 men left. That means for one man. So after 20 days, for one man, provision will last. That is 300 into 70 days. For this many days is sufficient for one man. Right. But after 20 days, 50 men left. Right. So from 300 minus 50. 300 minus 50, no, that is equals to 250. Now for 250 men we have to calculate. Therefore for 250 men, because for one man the provision is sufficient for 300 into 70 days. Now for 250 men the provision will last for 300 into 70 divided by how many men? 250, because for one person 300 into 70 days, 3 sevens are 21, 3 zeros to 21,000 days. For 250 men means this number divided by 250. This you can calculate, you'll get the answer. So 0 0, 5 5 0, 5 6. Again 5 times 1, 4. 14 into 6, 84. So 84 days. 84 days is sufficient. So 300 men for 90 days is sufficient. But after 20 days, this is the case. After 20 days, for food is sufficient for 70 days. So for one man, it's 300 into 70. For 250 men, right, that number divided by 250 will take. Right, is the question. And one more. Let us see this type. Another type of question. Two men or three women can do a piece of work in 45 days. Either this or this, two cases. Two men or three women can do the work in 45 days. Find in how many days will 6 men and 1 woman be able to complete the same work. Combination. So if you notice the problem, according to the amount of work done in the same time, 2 men is equal to 3 women. So in that is 2 men capability is exactly equals to 3 women. We write this statement. So 2 men capacity capable is exactly equal to 3 women. Then 1 man, 2 men capacities for 3 women. Then 1 man is 3 by 2 women. Okay, 1 man capacity exactly equals to 3 by 2 women. Right? And we have to calculate for 6 men, right? So slowly you can take to the 6 men. And for 6 men, 1 man equal to 3 by 2 of women. Right? So 6 men means 3 by 2 into 6 women. That is equals to 9. 3, 2 ones are 2. So 9 women. That means 6 men capability is exactly equals to 9 women. Right. Now 6 men and 1 woman. That means 6 men plus 1 woman is exactly equals to, if you observe, actually 6 men is capability is exactly 9 women, no? So instead of 6 men I'm taking 9 women plus here is 1 woman, so 9 plus 1, so 10 women. And that means 6 men and 1 woman capability is exactly equals to 10 women, right? This is a line. Since 3 women can do work in 45 days, 2 men or 3 women, this one 3 women can do the work in 45 days, or 2 men can do work in 45 days. But as per the statement, 3 women can do the work in 45 days. Therefore, here is 10 women how many days? Right. So 3 women can do work in 45 days. From this, we supposed to calculate for 10 women, because 10 women is exactly equal to 6 men and 1 woman. Then 10 women is how much? Let be x days. So here is one thing, when the people is increasing, number of days will be reduced. So it's inverse proportion. Inverse proportion means you can go for the multiplication. First one, inversely proportion. So first one into first one, second one into second. First one. This is the x and let be y, right? X into y is a constant. So 3 into 45 is exactly equals to 10 into x. From this, x is equal to 3 into 45 by 10. So we can cancel this. 5 table 9, 2. And this is 9 3s are 27 by 2. So 13 and a half. 13 and a half days. That means 6 men and 1 woman can complete the same work in 13 and a half days. Right? This is a statement you can take. Instead of women and men, convert into the one person according to the given data we can make, right? Okay, this is the way we can solve. Let me show you some problems based on this arrow method. Okay, so here is the question. This question I'll explain arrow method. Problem is here. 8 men can dig a field in 14 days, right? Working 6 hours a day. In how many days can 7 men dig the same field working 8 hours a day together? So 14. Let us take together now. So here is two cases, 2 units you can take. 8 men, 14 days, 6 hours per day. 3 cases. So observe this. 8 men, 14 days, 6 hours per day. In how many days? So days you have to calculate. Number of men, hours per day, and number of days. Taking the statement. Arrow method will show. It's easy. Number of men and hours per day, number of days. How many days we have to calculate? Now what you have to calculate, make it to the last line, last column. Remember, right? Here is a 8 men, 6 hours per day. It will take 14 days. Second line, how many days? How many days? No, let be x days. Can 7 men, same field, working 8 hours per day. 8 hours. So after writing like this, actually what you have to calculate, remember, make into the last line, last column. And other two you can take here. Now last one you can take to the down arrow. Last one you can just represent to the down arrow, top to down. Next, according to this, we'll take this both. For example, number of men and number of days you observe, what type of variation it is, and hours per day to number of days you check. So if this is a direct variation, same side arrow you can keep. Inverse variation, opposite will keep. Right? Now, for example, first one, number of men, number of days. So if it is a more men, they'll take less days, right? And less men, more days. That means number of men and number of days is inverse variation. Because of inverse variation, you can take the arrow reverse. Actually, starting last one, top to down you took already. Now, according to this, you change. First one and last one must be inverse. So this is down I took, no? So this must be arrow take up. Again, second to this one. What you have to calculate, that one you compare both. Now, hours per day, number of days. For example, 6 hours per day. They are working 14 days. If you take more hours per day, they'll take less days. Just inverse variation, observe. More hours if you spend per day, within less days only you'll complete. Less hours per day if you work, it will take more days. Inverse variation, this also. So since this was inverse variation, you take reverse. Because first and third comparing. Now after this is the arrows we arrange, right? Now which arrow head is on head side, you can take the number up. Now this is x is here and 14. Arrow is down now towards x. Take x by 14 is equals to what you have to calculate. Number of days 14x. Arrow is down x divided by 14. Next is equals to product of these both remaining. That is always which arrow head is there, that should be number on top. 8 and 7. 8 by 7. Arrow head is on for 6. So 6 by 8. Simple. I'll repeat. Just number of this you have to calculate, right? So x is to the arrow side. X must be on top. Other number is down. Is equals to product of these both. These both means which arrow is there, that should be on top. 8 by 7, 6 by 7. Keep the multiply. You can calculate. You'll get x value. 8 8 cancel now. X is equals to 6 by 7. 14 is dividing, multiply. 7 times 2 is a 14, 12. So this is 12 days. So 7 men. So can dig the same field working 8 hours per day in 12 days. Right? Just arrows you can make in this pattern. According that you can calculate this value. This is the way. Next we'll see some problems based on this time and work also in this.